Hi everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Studio. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue in my winter journal. I hope everyone's doing well and the countdown is on, and hopefully the post office will come through for you. But anyways, I am going to show you a couple of pages that I've already done since the last time. Let's see, where did I put that one? I did this page here with a glassine bag and put in a little piece of ephemera, little girl there, and a little bit of lace, a little trim, sewed around it a little bit there on this page. And then I also put in this border right here. I did a fancy punch out on it, but you really can't tell because it's so busy of a pattern. Wasn't really, I should have saw that coming, but I didn't. But it's okay. And then inside here is another glassine bag with a little flip up and this cute little journaling girl card here. She's so cute, feeding the birdies. So that was what I've done since the last time. And so today I think what I'd like to do is add a CD envelope inside here. Not sure which page yet, but that's what I'd like to do. And I noticed though, my thought was I want it to be a flip, but when I got the CD out, you know, it's kind of hard because this part here I plan to glue down, you know, this part right here, and it wasn't real convenient. Plus we've got this little tabby guy here. So that was all in the way. So what I did was I just marked, you know, the center of this little tabby guy here and cut from the corner, not quite to the corner, but almost to the corner in a triangle, and then did that here this way. And then I have a much easier way of getting in and out of this little pocket here. Now it will leave a little hole here, but you know, when you put your ephemera in, it should, you know, cover that up. So that's what I do with the CD. Now I could tea stain it, but I get impatient sometimes. I don't want to go through that trouble. So what I'm going to do here is just, I'm just going to brush on some vintage paper, distress ink, just a little bit now, because you know this is not going to be the grungy styling I thought it would be. I'm just going to lightly take down some of the white, not a whole bunch, but just a little bit, because it is vintage. Do all this. Alrighty, and that's done there. And so I chose, for the center of it, I chose this one that I really liked in the beginning, in the first video, which was, I almost made this the cover, but I had to cut it down and I sewed around some tea stain paper, and that is going to be the centerpiece inside the CD. I really like it. Really like it. There we go. She's so pretty. And I have some laces here. That I'll just see what I can do with that. I know the reflection of this is really messes up the lighting in my camera. I don't know why, but it just does. So I don't know. There's this. And what's kind of cool about this is like it's around already, and maybe just put in a couple here. Here's one cut down. So I have that as an option. I have I can get more of this red fabric and make a little scrunchie here on the side. I don't know. And I've got this fabric here. Yeah, this might be more complementary. It doesn't compete with her pretty hat there. I can scrunch that up, and then I thought here was another interesting piece, and this came off of a piece of cloth that had crocheting around it, but it was all torn in the middle. So I just cut the trim off, and I'm just going to use the trim. It's kind of a cute idea. So here's the other idea, was to put it on like this. Cut it off here on the sides and just have it down like almost like a necklace effect or a collar effect on there. And I don't know, like something more needs to go here, but I just don't know what it is right now. I'm liking this though. I'm thinking this is where I want to go. I want to go with this, I think, right here. I'm going to just make this a little bit more even. There. I think I want to go with this one. And I'll just put some glue. Let's see, what kind of glue will I put? I think I'll start out with the glitter glue because I don't want a stain in there. So let's just start out with this here. I'll just put a little line there, a little line over here. I hope everyone's health is holding up. You know, that was always, you know, even without COVID, that was always the thing. You know, is being sick during the holidays, having a cold or something. It seems like if I was ever going to get a cold, it would always be around the holidays. There we go. We're just gonna stick that down there. Sort of like, oh, this is a little long. That's okay. And I think a little curling the fabric is not a bad deal. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. I'll just come over here on the edge. Cut it off on the side. And cut it off on that side. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah. Oh, I'm lighting the camera again. Sorry. Yeah. I like how it comes down like that. And you know, I guess I don't like this that much. I'll just, yeah, trim that off, put a little bit more glue here on the side. I think that's good. I think that's very nice. All right. But it doesn't feel like it's enough though. Feels like there should be, you know, a little bit more lace hanging down here. That's kind of a neat idea. Let me try that. There we go. That looks kind of nice. Maybe what I might do is just put little dabs of glue here on the side, where it seems like it's going to come unraveled. So the glitter glue's clear when it dries, so it won't interfere. Yeah. It's kind of good. Now I think if I will look for a bead, it'd be really neat to put in there. I'll have to do that later on. And maybe put a bead in there, or a charm, or something. Something needs to go here, and I am going to look for that. But I think for right now, this will be fine. So my thought was to put in this inside the page so it flips like this, and then this could be its own tuck spot. That's kind of was my thought. So what I need to do is cover this up with something, and let me see what I got in here. So the other day I was sitting out on our lanai, or a porch, I guess if you're from up north you would call it a porch, and there was a huge migrating flock of robins. Oh my gosh, for 20 minutes they would come in droves. You know, there'd be like 20, 30, and they'd all be singing, and it was just so wonderful. And then they'd fly off, and then another drove would go by. It was just like so cool, so cool. And I heard, you know, I love to hear robins sing, because we really don't have robins here, only when they're on their way to and from up north. But it literally drew a tear to my eye, because it just reminds me of Michigan so much when I hear a robin. It reminds me of spring in Michigan. But it was a wonderful half hour just sitting out there watching all these robins come through. I mean, usually we only get we don't get that many usually, and they definitely were going south. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one here is the one I'm going to go with. Yeah, I kind of like this. So I need to cut it down a little bit. Yeah, of course the resident mockingbird, she has a nest nearby every spring. She's very territorial, and she was like blown away with all this flock of all these robins coming in. She didn't know what to make of it. She was out there checking them out and making sure they didn't stay. She did not want them to stick around. I also got to see an otter. We have a family of otter that live nearby, and they go from pond to pond around here. Especially, we've got a couple ponds that are on the edge of woods, and they tend to go back and forth, and they tend to cut across our property and the neighbors, because there's no fence to impede them, and they're covered with woods for the longest time when they make that cut through there. So they're just fun. They're fun to watch. And he actually barked at me, or not at me, but I heard him barking as he went by into the woods. I don't know what he was talking about. They usually don't say too much, but he barked a few times. Maybe he was calling somebody to come follow him. So let's see here. Right here. Yeah, I kind of like it there, actually. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just get in here and get this all glued down for the flip. Well, that might not be far enough. Yeah. Try to get it there to the end of the page. Yep. There we go. Goes down there. And then this needs cutting off. Both ends. And now I feel like I need to stitch around to that to put in there. So let me go give that a stitch. Okay, little tuck spot all sewn around. It will get glued in right here. And I got my stencils out because it was too plain. So I stenciled around this to some snowflakes. And now I'm wondering, I wish I had thought about it and done it around here. But you know what? I think I might get brave and just do a little bit anyways. Let's just see if I can't just do a few things up here. Just sort of get in there and just put a few in there. Sort of like that. Put one down there. I don't know. I think it kind of wakes it up a little bit. What do you think? Just a little bit coming in around here. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. All right. Yeah, that sort of just wakes it up a little bit. Plus there's snow coming on her anyway, so this sort of like reinforces that idea of snow, I do believe. There we go. I think that looks good. And then I wanted to put a little something here because just got to do something. I couldn't find a flat bead, and I know I do buttons so often. I decided to take a little square of fabric. Better flip it over here. Take a little square of fabric and crunch it up. Fold it over like an accordion in the middle. Take a needle and thread, and maybe one more time I go through it like that, and just sort of wrap around there a little bit tightly, and then when I get done wrapping it, come back into the back here and knot it off there a little bit. Go in and out so that there'll be somewhat of a knot. And now I have a little shabby bow looking thing. Isn't that cute? And I think that's what I'm going to put down there on the front. Just trying to come up with some ideas besides the button. None of the buttons are bad. I like buttons. Just doing something new. Hold it down for a minute. So how's that? That's kind of cute. Little bow down there. Little shabby bow. Now we'll go ahead and we will put this into the side over that flap, and then we'll have another tuck spot on the side. There we go. All right. There's our tuck spot, and I guess I'm pretty much done with this little project. I did have a couple little sayings here. There's no such thing as bad weather, only inappropriate clothing. I think it kind of goes with that, being that this is sort of on a housekeeping needlework. She looks like she's into fashion there. Might be putting that down there with some other doodads. piece of this here. I'm going to put it down there with this little snippet. And maybe a little bit more lace. Maybe I should put it in the middle. Yeah, that's probably better there in the middle. Okay. All right. So let me just snip this off. Let me get it glued onto here, and I think that will be it then for today. I'm so glad you joined me for a little while. I hope that you are crafting, well, you might be done crafting for Christmas, or you might be doing a last minute project, an idea that just came to you and you have to get her done. There we go. And we're just gonna stick that up there just like so. All right. Alrighty. So I think there is our little, actually I'd like that quote to come up there a little bit more so you could see it on the front. There. That's what I like about Fabri-Tac. You can, within so many seconds, you can move it around a little bit. Alright. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me. I've enjoyed your company along the way. I hope that you are finding peace during this busy time and taking time out to do a little crafting like I'm doing here. So I have a few more craft alongs coming up just because I need a break, but I do have some plans coming up for the new year. I have a tutorial that I'd like to share with you. So please consider subscribing to see what it is that is coming up around the corner. And I will talk to you later. You have a great evening or morning or whatever time of day it is for you. So see you later. Bye.